Okay, no worries. Yeah, I mean for it, um, definitely we can add a bot, but if you don't get to it today, if you want to do a poll, just do like the way I do it with just ask
Like the
question and just
reactions
put
and stuff.
reactions. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the easy way. But like definitely I can add a poll if you want like a bot for that.
All right. Thank you.
So I think we have everybody here. Yeah, we can begin. So real quick, before anything, I just kind of wanted to go over. In the leads channel, I put like what the folder structure will look like for when you turn in. At the very root, you will have just one folder, which will be CS490105, and then your group number. Then inside that, you will have one folder with use case document. It will just be called use case documents or use case. And inside that, you will have one document for the outline. And if you have done use cases individually, you can put all of them individually. Or in I think some people have done it where they've done one big document with all the use cases. So if you've done it that way, then that is fine as well. As long as every single use case for the entry and outline, as long as it's there, it's fine. So when I say it's okay if you have one doc, I don't mean just one use case document. I mean like either you have one document with like 20 pages or 20 different documents, assuming you have 20 use case documents. Um, so that'll be your use case folder. Then you have your database folder. In the database folder, I want everything related to the database in there. So you will have your SQL scripts, anything to do with SQL. So like you'll have your create table. You're gonna create your schema, then your tables, the whole script, um, and you should basically drop the schema prior to you creating, just to make sure that there isn't anything already there, so there's no issues when executing your script. So it's kind of similar to how in 100 you had to do like turtle. In turtle you had to do t dot pen down or pen dot down or whatever before you'd start drawing. Same thing here. You got to make sure that when the script is executing, it's executing in the right state so that it doesn't fail. Um, so uh, those are your SQL scripts. Then if you're loading mock data with a SQL document, then you have that. If you're loading your data using some tool like if you're using Python scripts or if you're using the API itself that you're creating, which is the ideal way, by just creating some test cases and you run that, that's fine as well. Whatever you have, you should have those scripts to load the mock data as well in there. And then your schema diagram, which I showed last class how to generate one. You just have to generate one, um, and just upload that as well. And then the third folder will be mock UI. In the mock UI, you're going to upload all your images in a logical order, meaning um, like the first thing the user sees when they get on the website, so it'll be your homepage. So you have your first screen would be homepage or something. So you would like order your file, so like name it in a way so that it's ordered um, from so like you can do like one underscore then whatever the name of the UI is, um, anything basically to kind of make it so that I can just go down the list and review it. You will have the same thing in your presentation as well. So um, this will help you in that as well. Uh, so you have your images there, and then you have your at the root level, along with your three folders, you will have your technology decision document, and then your midpoint PowerPoint presentation. So everything except for the presentation need to be turned in by Wednesday night because there shouldn't be anything but presentation left for you to do. You're also going to I will you're going to include your repository links as well, but that will be like just one document which I'll just add, or you can just simply have it in your technology decision document, just an entry. But if you know one or the other, whatever we decide, it's gonna be like a 2 minute thing, so um, we can decide that afterwards, and we can go from there. And your midpoint presentation, that will be you have to do it in the format that we went over last class with all the screens and everything, what's expected. Uh, the entire class, I believe, next week we're gonna use for presentation. Let me just see how I have the schedule set up. So 11, 16. So we're gonna do group presentation. Okay. So we're gonna take about uh, okay, we'll take the whole class. So each group will get 20 minutes exactly to go through their presentation. So that should be 140 minutes, with 7 groups. So yeah, that should be more than enough. Um, and please be ready for please be ready for your presentation. So have your PowerPoint or whatever ready on the screen that you're gonna use, or whoever's laptop you're gonna use. I believe we have all the connectors in the room. We have a HDMI as well, from what I remember. But if you don't have HD micro USB, sorry, not micro USB, USB-C, we have, as well as HDMI. So if your laptop doesn't have any of those, and if you need VGA for whatever reason, I mean, between 7 of you, I'm sure at least one person or 6 people per group, so somebody will have a laptop that is compatible. But if not, just send your presentation to me, and you can use my laptop if you need to for presenting. Um, uh, so do you think so? I'm gonna ask you, do you guys want to do 15 minute per person or per group, I mean, or 20 minutes? Like, do you need more time? Have you guys worked on it yet? Like, what is the time limit that you see yourself in?
Uh, you said that we have time for 20 minutes, right?
I believe so. Because so we have till 8:50. So that's I think we should have enough time, because if we start at 6, and uh we have we have from 6 to 7, 7 to 8, and then 50 minutes on top of that. So we have 170 minutes. So we should have more than enough time,
Yeah,
even
it's
with
about
7 group.
25 minutes a group.
Yeah.
So would we be able to do like 15 to 20 minutes, 15 minimum, 20 maximum?
Yeah, like 20 is the max. So I mean, if your presentation is good enough and it covers everything, and you finish it in like 10 minutes, that's totally fine as well.
Okay,
I really like the minimum. I don't really care about. It's just you have to cover everything, and people
right.
have to understand what you're presenting. So, um, yeah, like I don't think I'm gonna put a minimum, but like the max you have is 20 minutes. So,
Perfect.
yeah, and yeah, like I think we have about 5 minutes in between. That'll be the time for switching. And your 20 minutes does include like questions and stuff. If anybody has any questions, they can ask in within those 20 minutes. So with that being said, in the leads channel, I'm going to add. So So how I'm going to grade? Um, so so your 1 second. Let me just type it up real quick. So code 399 and 615. Okay. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna grade it. So your outline will be 3 points. So this is out of 15 points total. So based on that, I've kind of done it. Um, your outline will be 3 points. Database will be 3 points. Everything with like backend. Mock UI will be 3 points, which will be your front end stuff. Then your technology decision document, 2 points. Presentation, 2 points, and code and application demo will be 2 points. Now, the criteria of all of these would be everything I kind of went over, like your database design. If I see like you don't have like normalization or anything, then you will lose points in that category. So here I'm just sharing the category, and there are instructions I've given throughout the class for each of these. Um, so that's kind of just the breakdown of everything. So just because like you do a presentation doesn't mean you get 2 points. Like if you cover everything that I went over, like last class, I went through like like what you should do in the presentation. Uh, if all those points are met and you've covered everything, then that will give you like 2 out of 2. Um, but like you forget something, then like yeah, you lose points in that category. Um, so that's all I had for now. And I kind of want to just give you some an opportunity to kind of like share from your point of view, like how everyone is doing in terms of preparedness the for the midpoint, and also if you have any concerns regarding any of your group mates, like now would be like a good time to kind of bring that up. There is one student that one of the groups, I think it was group one, that brought up last time, and just an update on that. Uh, um, so that person did register for my 490 class next semester. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna contribute anything this semester. They are they're just not able to drop the class because of financial aid and stuff. So um, unfortunately, you'll be short one person for the rest of the semester. Um, that's pretty much it from my end. So we'll go like like one group at a time. So we'll start from group one. Alex, if you have any questions
Um,
or anything.
yeah. The one question that we did have was, what are we doing with like coach to client messaging? Is that like something that we have to include, or is that just an optional thing if we have enough time?
The messaging between coach and client is something you have to include. So the implementation, I would leave it up to you. But there's two ways. You can either have a chat client, which I don't think is worth investing too much time in. But there's two protocols usually. You can either use HTTP protocol and just like poll every minute for a new message based on some timer, or you can you can use WebSockets. So HTTP is like request response. With WebSocket, it's bidirectional communication. So you can kind of push a message to the client. It's like a open connection, kind of like how Discord is. Right now, we have open connection. Um, even when you're using Discord for messaging only, like when you type in a message, you're connected, you send the message to your Discord, your
Mm.
Discord server on their server, then they take that message and they push it out to all the users that are subscribed to that channel. So similarly, you can do something like that where uh, when when a coach or client types a message, you can push it out. Um, but using WebSockets, I don't recommend. I don't think it's worth doing. I mean, it's not that complicated, but if you want to keep it, that's fine. But you can just have it so that it pulls like every 30 seconds. You just make a
Mm.
REST call and see if there's a new message. If you know, that's like a little bit easier, I think. But up to
Uh,
you.
and also, should we store in the database previous chat history so when they open up the communication, they can see what they talked about previously?
Absolutely, yeah. Everything, yeah. Everything should be so like any history should be there, even if they like even if they don't work with that coach anymore. Like that is chat
Mm.
history that's owned by them as well as the coach. So both of them should have access to that history, regardless if they have a connection or not.
Okay, that's all I had.
Okay, and do you have any updates or anything like or any concerns
Yeah.
with group?
We're going at a relatively fine pace. I think we fell a bit behind this week. That was mostly due to poor communication, but I feel like we're going to do better this following week, so all is all right.
Okay, sounds good. And then for group two, Gianna.
Yeah, everything's going well in the group right now. I think we're going at a good pace. This upcoming week, we're gonna do the presentation. We're gonna map out how we want to do that and divide the time. For the midpoint presentation, actually, uh, do you how much time do you want spent on the actual slides versus the showing what we have?
So there should be a good balance between the two. So
Okay.
um, like your demo, you should already like have kind of the steps you're gonna do for the demo, like written down or something, so that when the day when the demo comes, because it has to be a live demo, it can't be recorded video or something. So for that reason, like you should have like a script of um, everything that you're gonna do, like on a piece of paper or like on a document. If any commands you need to run, any username, password, or whatever, you should have it ready so that you can go through the demo quick, but not too quickly. You have enough time because like you have up to 20 minutes. Um, so it depends on how you want to break down the time because like if you don't have much to demo, then you're gonna spend a lot of time on the other stuff. But if you have a lot of the pages done, then your demo will be a lot more. Um, So it depends. And also, if you have a lot more done, doesn't mean you demo everything. You can demo a certain features and then you can keep like some that are still in progress for like the final presentation. But you should demo at least like the authentication and basic pages that you have created.
Okay. And like we don't have to show anything for like our like the database setup and stuff like that. It's just strictly like what you see on the application you want us to demo, right?
For the app demo, yeah, just the application. But
Oh, okay.
there is that uh, in the presentation, like you have to include your database schema and also
Hmm.
like somebody has to explain the tables and how they've kind of laid them out.
Okay. I see. All right. Yeah. I think that was it for my questions. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, and then Mitchell for group three.
Yeah, so kind of the same as before. Where this past week we all kind of just like had a lot going on with exams and just family stuff came up. But this we're still pretty set up for this upcoming week. Um, tonight we're gonna like I told them I want to come back and divide the just like the specifics a little bit more because we've already divided the workload, but I want to divide it a little bit more specifically so that way for this upcoming week we have a better setup for all the documentation and but all the documentation's put together and for the first milestone we're looking pretty good. Just development is where we're gonna start this like tonight, tomorrow, etc.
Okay, and then Spencer for group four.
Yeah, we're making decent progress. So far we have like log in, log out. We have registration, and we also have account management set up, and we have like coach and client onboarding. I think this week we're going to be doing like profile management, and we're also going to be doing like a page where you can browse coaches, and also a landing page. And then I've also assigned like two people. uh, I've also assigned two people to make mock data. But I guess sorry, this is a train announcement. I guess
We can we can come back to you if you want.
okay, that'd be great.
Okay, great. So then we'll move on to group five, Dimitris.
So I definitely don't have as much done as Spencer's group. We are still working on all of the documents. We have a couple more left. The use case ones. We did have like a few questions, like four or five, so I'm just gonna ask them now. For the registration flow, should it be like completely done with like full authorization and everything by next week?
Well, at least one user. You should have at least one user.
Okay. For the workouts, like, so can you explain a little bit more in detail how you want like the workout screen to like function and like who has like authority to change the workouts? Is it just the coaches or the coaches end users can change their like workout plans? Like how exactly can you specify a little bit more on that?
So there's the exercise bank, right? And um, you have a coach and a client. Both are able to create workouts. So your client can definitely create it, but a coach can also create a workout and assign it to the client. So um, it's like either or can create, and then uh, they would select different exercises from the exercise bank to kind of come up with their workout plan. Um, so both coach and client can do it. Now the client cannot create it for a coach because they can only create for themselves, but a coach can create for the client as well as if they they're also a user, so they can create for themselves as well.
Okay. Um, when picking a coach, can you just verify like what we filter by when picking a coach? Like, is it just like specialty or uh, yeah, what exactly for the search feature for coaches do we like filter it by?
So we think we decided that it'll be the goal as well as the cost, location, and the experience that they have. So like however many years of experience that they have. Um, so yeah, like goal, cost, and location was the major three.
Okay.
Now I get it that we don't have anything with cost right now because we don't have any like we're not really selling or we're not really collecting payments or anything.
Yeah.
But they can, you should still consider that for future milestone. Like the whole idea of why you're collecting the addresses and stuff is for that purpose, so that you can kind of find distance between um, the two locations, like the coach's address versus the user's address. Because like right now, like like if we were to look, if we were to think about this, like right now it's all virtual, but then later on in release two, which we're not really gonna do. I mean, this is the scope of our project for 490. But in the future, you always have to keep that in mind. In the future, you can have the appointments. You can meet your coach in person. Um, you can um, make payments to your coach using this platform. So for that reason, we also have that cost as well. How much does the coach charge per hour, or if they have a fixed fee or whatever? I'll leave the implementation up decisions up to you guys for that.
Okay. And last question. If a user sends out multiple requests to coaches, should all the other requests be canceled when one coach accepts? Like if you were to request like a few coaches and one of them accepts, do the other ones like just get canceled out?
Um, so for that, we can do it where you can only send. So we can solve it two ways. We can either limit so that they can only send one request at a time, or we can do it where all the other get canceled, like you said. Um, I mean, there's seven of us. Like, what do you guys want to do? Like, all the leads can like vote on this, and we can, as a class, decide this one.
I mean, we could
Do
just
we?
leave it up to like the group's choice, I guess.
Um, okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can leave it up to the groups. Fine, I'm okay with that. Um, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool. I think that was it. I already told you it seems like everybody's working really well together. We're just working on some of the use case documents still, but overall, we're still like we're good for the due date. But
Okay,
that's it.
sounds good. And group 6, I think,
Six.
Dominic.
Yeah, so we have all the documents done. We're just working on the back end right now. And then once that's done, we'll start connecting it to our front end because we already have really good UI mocks. So, yeah, we're just working on the registration flow right now, mainly.
Okay, sounds good. And then so going back to the other point, I think it was group group 4 or 5 that said no, it was I think it was Demetrius. So I wouldn't worry about like because I know Spencer said a lot of things that their group finished a lot, but he also doesn't sleep at night. So his his group's progress is going to be a little bit different. I mean, I'll touch on that a little bit later as well. Uh, but yeah, just as long as it's a steady progress, don't worry about where you are in terms of development. Because if your design and everything is fine, it'll be easy to kind of catch up. Because a lot of these are simple things. I mean, once you have the UI and you have like two people that know the technology, they'll be able to get. I mean, if we look at realistically, this whole project can be done in like a week, or 2 weeks. So I wouldn't worry. Um, so okay, so group 6, it seems like you're doing well as well. You have any issues with anybody in your group, or you're
Nah,
fine?
everyone's pulling their weight.
Okay, sounds good. And group 7, Zaid.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well over here. So we pretty much have like the midpoint development done. Um we're just cleaning a little bit of stuff up with the registration and the sign up, and then we have the landing page done. Um, just fixing up everything before we start working on the actual presentation and deciding like who's gonna present what. Um, it just we get like this week we got a little bit like behind because um like a lot of the pull requests that weren't tested, and then we kind of get a little behind because we have to fix stuff. But I think we're at a good pace and we should be good for the due date.
Okay, sounds good. And then going back to Spencer.
Yeah. So for the mock data, can we just like have an SQL script that just loads it into the database?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's either the
Or
script or you can have test cases. Up to you. Whatever is easy for you.
or
And then, did you have
uh,
anything else you wanted to share? Coming back to your group.
do I have anything else I want to share? Uh, not really. I think I said most of it the first time.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah. So I think even for you, I just want to kind of for group four. So you guys have a lot of stuff done. I've definitely been seeing the conversation. I mean, I have to mute your channel sometimes because at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., you're sending messages and my phone goes off. Um, but no, nothing wrong with that. Keep doing what you're doing. But just kind of wanted to make sure that everybody in your group is contributing to the code base. Like, make sure you give them an opportunity as well.
Yeah,
And I think,
I've
yeah,
assigned people some things like every now and then.
yeah,
Or
because I definitely see like the group is very active. I mean, I see everyone's discussing and um, you guys are running into the same bug over and over with that session and everything. It's working one day, then it breaks the next. So just I would say just have a proper Git procedure in place and have like one person work on one branch at a time. So some things like that don't like people's changes. Make sure everybody's pulling before they commit to make sure they have the latest code. And I think that should resolve a lot of the conflicts you're running into right now. Um, but I think
we'll try.
yeah, but I think everyone's at a good place. Just make sure you guys are keeping track of. I mean, you have the whole task system and everything, so definitely that will help a lot. But make sure you're keeping track of what everybody's working on, so that way when it comes grading and all, um, it's a little bit easier. I mean, everybody for the group stuff, everybody will get the same grade, but there are 5 points that depend on individual contribution, um, and those 5 points will also determine how you know how they'll be doing for their final letter grade. Because I don't want to do that whole 20% get A, 20% get B plus. I don't want to do that NGIT way of doing things. I would rather just give where the credit is due and kind of give them a grade based on their technical skills as well as um, what their contributions were. And if that means that more than 20 people percent of the people get an A, then that's fine as well. Um, and I don't think it'll matter if I give more than 20%. If I have evidence to prove that they deserve it. Um, so I think we're pretty much set right now. I don't have anything else. I'm also not covering new material because of the midpoint presentation. But once the presentation is done, then I will start doing more lecture. Um, and then you will have from December 7 onward time to continue working on your project. But do not procrastinate because there will be a lot of stuff that you need to do for milestone 3 and 4. which I will share probably next week. Just like you have the technology decision document, you will have documents like those that you will have to write for your final presentation. So there will be a lot of documentation and stuff you will be doing for that phase of the project as well. So you know, be prepared for that, and I would say pace yourself so that the development is done prior to uh, December 7th, and then you're spending more time on like the testing, integration, performance test, and stuff like that. Anybody have any other questions? Yeah, sure. Yeah, and if you want, you can just keep it as a like I think you can also just like share as a link, like non-editing link or something.
Yeah, that's
So
what
you
I'm
can
gonna
share
do.
that as well. So it's quicker that way, and you can either ping it to me directly or put it in your you can put it in your text chat, and then I can like pin it or something for your group.
Got it.
So if no one else has any question or anything, I think we're done. We can you can go back to your group if you want to, or you can wait. Up to
Sounds
you.
good. I'm gonna go back
Have a
to my
good one,
group.
Professor.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Hey guys. So I asked everything.